Boy, I tell you, family can do it to you worse than anybody else, can't they? And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for episode 3, season 2 of Greenleaf. And like I said, family can do it to you like nobody, honey. And Olivia's learning that. That damn Zora is a hot-ass mess. Now, I'm just going to talk about this right up front. So we started to see, we know Olivia likes the little guy, Pastor Basie Skanks' son. She likes him. Zora knew from the door. She knew exactly what it was all about. She was pushing for her to be more outward and not to be such an introvert to go and see about. Well, she has literally flipped the script and now he's my man now, you know? And I'm like, really? Really? You want to go over with me to this concert and this little conference and whatnot? And yeah, just be my company. She wasn't her company. She was her scapegoat. They went over, met up with her, with the man, act just like she ain't even there, then slips out and goes on off and got Olivia over there telling lies about where she is and everything, and they got in trouble. And I mean, it went so far as the lie got back. All about, I'll explain that later, but the lie got back. She ended up actually getting in trouble by her mother, covering for the fucking bitch that stole the little boyfriend off of her. Which, I mean, a big part of it, the little boy was attracted to Zora anyway. But, damn, Zora, really? Really? A mess. A mess. I said, girl. But this is not the first. Zora seems to be trouble. The more you hang out with her, the more trouble you run into. She got you smoking weed, got you not obeying your mother, not listening to your mother. She's really a bad influence. She's a hot mess, that little girl. And when Jacob was over there calling herself punishing her, child, she was so unbothered. So unbothered. Anyway, let's go to Gigi. In the very beginning, Gigi got a phone call from one of the girls, trying to think of what her name was, Danielle, who actually was one of Mac's victims. She attempted suicide. And Gigi called 911. They got her in time enough, got her all together. And her big thing was, why isn't he in jail? And so that whole thing is really weighing on Gigi. She's like, I don't know why he's not in jail, but I'm trying. I'm really trying to get something solid, get something to stick, you know. But in the meantime, there's like all these things going on. Then there was another girl who was one of the victims who she seen him and she got all flustered and couldn't get herself together, and Gigi ran into that later on in the program. So it was really starting to get on her nerves. She really having some bad angst about Mac and him still walking the streets. And you've done the deed and you're still basically, your presence is terrorizing these girls and they can't make any of the legal stuff stick. So it's really, really irritating. Let's talk about Jacob and Basie Skanks. So at this point, we know for a fact Basie Skanks is really using Jacob. Okay? He's using Jacob to get back at his dad. He also is sending Jacob out to do things that morally are not correct, and Jacob knows it. You know it. You got a feeling deep down in your crawl that this shit is not right. There's a woman who had won, because there's some work that needs to be done over at the church, over at Trinity. And he tells them, well, what you do is you go and you figure out which one of these members got money and they ain't using it for nothing, and you beg. I'm like, church. So there's a woman who had hit a lotto, like one of the lottos, but she's a member of Calvary. Okay. Jacob ends up going over to see her. And before he gets the chance, her name is Miss Claire. Before he gets the chance to even ask Miss Claire for anything, Miss Claire starts venting, and she was saying, how the money is just a curse. You've heard that before. How people come out the woodwork and people always after you for something, they always want something. So morality kicked in, and Jacob couldn't even get around to even asking the woman for money, and that kind of thing. And she asked him, like, why did you come to see me? And he's like, I just missed you. That's all. I missed you and I hadn't seen you, and I came to see you. So he just rode out with that, which was a lie. But it made her feel good, and he rode out with that. And she ended up calling the church later on and actually saying, how appreciative she was that Jacob came out to see her, and it made her feel good, baby. When Lady May and Bishop heard that, they got pissed off, honey. Lady May went to see Jacob and told him, no. Now you trying to trying to poach our congregation. Come on, she said, you're being used. You're being used. And I wasn't going to say anything, but I mean, I know you should be able to see what's actually going on right up underneath your nose. And then she told him, Basie Skanks is actually Daryl James's son. And Jacob's like, okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, then I can see why the man would be upset with Bishop and with our church and all of that. And she looked at him like, now you're making excuses for the fact that the man is trying to be underhanded and he's using you. She said, well, you know what? At this point, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed of all of this. Between you and your renegade sister, I don't know. And that's what he said. I was wondering how long it would be before you brought Gigi up. A mess. So I kind of see both of their point, but Jacob, seriously. Mm-mm. And Jacob is starting to slowly but surely, he's starting to stick up to Basie. He's like, no, I ain't doing that. No, I ain't doing that. But he keeps sending him down this road of doing shit that you wouldn't or you shouldn't do. You know what I mean? A mess. It's just a whole mess. So I don't know, there's going to be something's going to happen. There's going to be a straw that breaks the camel's back. And the whole thing with Carissa hates Basie's wife. Can't stand her. She hates the house that they live in. She don't like any of that. And it was so terrible how when she actually talked to Gigi, and Gigi was like, well, the place is not bad. She said, because she's apologizing for the place when Gigi came in. She's like, it's not bad. She said, it's not Greenleaf, And she's like, well, no, I mean, live in a mansion. No, it's not Greenleaf, but it's not bad. Then she will tell her, don't just save your pity. If it hadn't been for you coming back, we wouldn't even be living here. Really, Carissa? A mess. A mess, a mess. But then that's her. Carissa's all in it. I think she does love Jacob, but she loves the big hat and the fancy parking space better. And Jacob's a way of having that. And now it ain't that way. And Basie Skank's wife just keeps trying to push herself onto Carissa to like help her, and she basically keeping her underneath her. One of them bitches that lets you know all the time, bitch, I'm better than you. She's one of them. And I can't stand bitches like that. So I understand Carissa with that. And she basically told her, she finally got to the point and told her, I don't need none of your help. I'm okay. I'm cool. I don't need no help from you. And she's like, okay. So when she did that, she says, oh, well, let me be the one to tell you. Your daughter, she snuck out of the conference. She was gone for a couple hours. And I'm not trying to say that you can't control your child, but you might want to get a handle on that. I said, oh, she's a bitch. She's a bitch, but we can see it early on. I said, keep on. You keep on playing Mrs. Skanks, honey. Carissa gonna get your number. Don't worry. Just hold on, honey. Mess around, be done fucked your husband. That Carissa's ruthless, honey. But anyway, that would be good, honey. If y'all watch it, honey, the writers, throw that up in there, honey. Carissa will fuck Basie, honey. Get it going on. Anyway, See, now look at me. That's just raggedy and raunchy. And whatever the fuck, they doing everything else over them churches, honey. Anyway, so let's talk about Kevin. Kevin's mother finally has come to visit, and she got to see the baby finally. And you know what? I'm going to talk to y'all about this because I feel some kind of way about this situation. It's a double-edged sword, okay? So his mother comes in. His mother is she got her ass on her shoulders. I don't even know the nicer way to say it. She's pissed off because it's taken so long before she's got to see the baby. She's pissed off about the way that they live. I think she's a little jealous. You know, she's all this pampering and people carrying things around and you can't go cook for yourself. And she said, oh, I'm going to make this stew that I make. And, for dinner. And I'm going to go to the store and get everything. And he's like, Mommy, everybody already, they went, the workers have already gone and got everything. It's down there waiting for you. And the kitchen, this, that, and the other. She's like, I don't know how you people live like this, that, and the other. She's a little jealous and a little spiteful, honey, and she wants to make this chitlin stew or whatever it is that she wants to make, honey. So all the shit came to a head when they were sitting at the table to eat the stew, honey, and everybody was like, oh, child, we gotta just shut up. But okay, so they were being real nice. They're like, well, let's pray, and this, that, and the other. And they were, they faked. So they was doing their whole little fake thing. And the mother then broke out, honey, and made a seat at the table. And I don't know what took me so long to get here. And I don't understand how, she even went at Charity. Don't understand why she needs so much. She has so much help to raise a baby, and she's supposedly so tired. Like, really? I'm like, oh, God. So everybody ends up getting mad at one point or another. And Kevin got up and walked away from the table. And the mother got up and walked away from the table because she's looking at them like, no, she feels like her son has no support system. And especially after he had told her, he ends up telling her later that he's been actually staying in a hotel, that he hasn't even been staying with them, that things have been wrong. She's like, well, what's going on? Did you cheat? If you cheated, you could tell me you cheated. He ends up telling her, like, basically, he didn't even have to tell her. He sat on the bed, honey, and looked at her, honey, and she gonna say, so that's it, huh? He's like, yeah. And then he had a little moment, honey. So I said, oh, so you came in here being judgmental and shady to the motherfucker with the Greenleafs when you knew all along that you unleashed your sissy onto their family, trying to make him something he wasn't. That take a lot of damn nerve. That's why I said I kind of felt some kind of way. How dare you come in here with these people acting like these people are so abusive to him. He the one that came in here and bamboozled them. He's the one that came in here with a secondary lifestyle and ain't told nobody. A mess. A mess. Because initially, he wrong. He wrong, and you as mammy, and you should have told, why are you marrying that girl? You know good and well you like boys. And then you come in here and be shady to them. They out of order. He out of order. His mammy out of order. I didn't like none of that. I really didn't. I didn't like none of that at all. And, and it just goes on. It just trickles, and it just makes a big mess like it has. The whole thing with Charity, oh, just be honest. People should be honest. And as soon as he was honest, now you don't want to deal with him no more. You basically hate him because he came on out and told you his truth. You ain't in love with him no more. So, that old church message is a mess. I understand, but practice what you preach. Stop that bullshit. Stop that bullshit. And then all of this, you could be delivered from gay stuff. You don't even believe that. And we're seeing that a lot. I'm going to do a video about it at some point. But, you're always running telling the gay folks to jump into the church and God will deliver you. But y'all don't even fucking believe that shit. You just want the fucking money. Get on out of here. And you'll not, and to forgive and forget, You never forgive it because you're never going to forget it. You never let them forget it. As long as you're concerned, they're always going to be gay. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, it's going to be that gay one. And you'll never be a full member of the church. I'm not going to get started because I'll be on my soapbox, but on bump, I'm not even going up there. Okay, so anyway, then this is the last thing. He done went on to his little meetings. He's trying to go to the little meetings. He's actually trying to change himself. He needs to sit his goddamn self down somewhere and leave that shit alone. But he's over there trying to change himself. They're in a meeting, and this motherfucker breaks out with some epic act syrup, telling them whenever you get, whenever you get an urge, you take a sip of this, honey, it'll make you sick. So you train your body that whenever you feel an attraction to the same sex, then it makes you sick. You're like training your body. That's some bullshit. That ain't nothing but some bullshit. What is it that I gotta sit around and physically make myself sick every time a dick walk by that I think might be entertaining? That's some bullshit. And if that's your version of curing them for being gay, what the fuck? Why not hook them up to the machine and shock the shit out of them? Because ain't that the same type of shit? Child, don't get me started with this bullshit. And then I look around, and Kevin, you know better. He knew better. And I was like, okay. But then when I seen later in the program, he actually was taking a sip of it. I said, I hope it makes your goddamn asshole turn inside out. Because you know better. Dumb bitch. Anyway. Whew. Child, that's some fucking stupid shit. Anyway. What else did I want to cover? It pissed me off. Gigi is getting her little thing going, honey. Gigi's date, she had a little afternoon date, and it was cute. With old boy with the pretty Rick. What is his name? Rick Fox. I don't know. I can't think of his character name, but yeah, Rick Fox is wooing the shit out of Gigi, and she kissed him on the cheek. I said, "Oh, you gotta watch." Gigi, I kissed on the cheek first. Gigi got a hot pussy. You look around and Gigi will have his ass pent up against a car. So we got to watch you, Gigi. Slow down. Slow down. Last thing. I said last thing before dinner, but this is actually the last thing. Gigi just was in her feelings and she got so filled up that she went over to Mac's house and beat the shit out of his truck with a bat. Banged all the windows out. He came out, honey, and was standing there like she's supposed to be scared. Hey, they had a little standoff, honey. She's standing there with that bat like, honey, I will give your ass a taste, too. You can come on up near me if you want to, and I'll give your ass a taste, honey. One to the top, one to the bottom, honey. Keep on. I said, oh, shit. And that's where it actually ended out at. There's so much to talk about. So little time. Anyway. All right, y'all. That's 17 and a half minutes. I'm out of here. I will talk with you all next week. Later.